All right, this is the video case study for Communication 273 by CRock and DBast. All right, so the gist of the story is one friend thinks another friend took money from his wallet. So these two friends, let's call them Dave and Pete, were in business together. Let's just say they were selling oregano. Um, so Dave thought that Pete stole money from his wallet, and as a result, Dave confronted Pete about this accusation. And Pete was clearly offended by this, and he told Dave he didn't know what he was talking about. And as a result of this fight, Dave and Pete's relationship reached hostile territory. They're still not friends to this day. And it was later found that Dave's love interest, let's call her Lucy, at the time, was the one who took the money, but Dave did not want to believe that because we all know how love can make you blind to reality. All right, some causes of this problem. One could be rumination, as Pete stole something from Dave before, so he did have a reason to believe that Pete stole his money for a second time. And Dave also showed high quantities of argumentativeness, so he became very defensive of his position. He didn't want to hear any other opinions, whether they were right or wrong. Also, Dave shows elements of verbal aggressiveness because he calls Pete a snake to his face and to others. And he also told the entire senior class to not talk to Pete anymore because he was a snake. Also, Pete became very aggressive in return whenever anybody questioned his integrity. And Dave and Pete's business has not been doing well the months preceding this, which led to this final climax, which tore the two apart, and they still do not talk to this day.
Okay, so out of all those causes, the ones we picked as the biggest opportunities were rumination, Pete stealing something from Dave before, and their business had not been doing well. They're all very much related, but these are the real two root causes to why they got in a big fight. Some options they could have done to prevent this from happening. Dave really should not have jumped to conclusions so quickly. When he found out that his money was gone, he should have evaluated the situation and thought of anyone else who could have possibly taken the money instead of jumping to conclusions so fast. Another option is both sides could have been more open to hearing and understanding. Right when Dave accused Pete, it just turned into an all-out fight, and they did not stay calm whatsoever. Also, Dave could have listened to outside sources that told him that his love interest was the one that took his money. So Dave really should have been a lot less stubborn than he was, and the situation wouldn't have erupted to how big it got. Some lessons we can learn from this, that they should learn from this. Dave really needs to learn to evaluate a situation before he reacts. He needs to speak to individuals with all that and he shouldn't speak to individuals with all that pent-up emotion. He really needs to calm down and relax before he goes into a situation like that. They also both need to build up some emotional capital to have something to look back on in these tough times. They both should have thought about how they have very stubborn and conflicting personalities before going into business together. If they did this, none of this probably would have ever happened, and they still would be friends. So that concludes our presentation on the video analysis. Thank you.